In this video, we're going to be talking about why relationships should be boring, or more specifically, why you should be looking for partners that are stable rather than exciting. And if you think you're in a bad relationship and need to flee, make sure you stick around until the end of the video, and I'll talk about what you can do in that situation so that you can verify certainly this relationship isn't salvageable and it really is time to move on. Now, in spite of the provocative title, I don't literally mean that your relationship should be boring. But I do mean that you should not be looking for excitement from your partner specifically, or more accurately, from the fact that your partner is unreliable and unpredictable. It can be very exciting to be in a relationship with someone who does things that you can't predict because you never know what's going to happen next. But here's the thing, you really don't want that kind of excitement from a relationship partner. Take, for example, a vehicle. You've got your car, and what if I told you that this car, every time you sit down and you put that key in the ignition, there is a 10% chance the airbag will blow up in your face. Would that be exciting? Well, I guarantee you it would be exciting. Every single time you start your car, you get heart palpitations. Your life would be very exciting in that moment. Do you know what else it would be? Terrible. It would be an awful car. If I told you that I have one car on this dealership lot that does that, no one would buy it. Nobody wants that. It is a terrible idea. And yet I see people all the time going out of their way to date the people that have the exploding airbag in the face feature rather than the reliable, calm partners that you can trust to always be there for you. Now, some of you might be saying, my car is exciting. I have a great time in my car. It's exciting all the time. Yeah, kinda. The physics are exciting. Being able to move at 60 plus miles an hour is very exciting. Speeding can be exciting because the threat of maybe getting pulled over and getting a ticket could be exciting. But your car is reliable. If you thought there was a 50% chance you would blow a tire and spin out every time you pass 60 miles an hour, I guarantee you it would be exciting to pass 60 miles an hour, but you also wouldn't want to do it. It's not a good situation. You want reliability and trustworthiness in your vehicle. You want to be able to count on it doing exactly what it's supposed to do in each situation. You do not want the kind of excitement that comes from uncertainty. And the problem is, for so many people, they look for that uncertainty in a relationship. If they find someone who is predictable and reliable and trustworthy, they call the person boring. Of all the terms to describe a person who makes a great partner, you picked boring. And what you're looking for is that butterflies in your stomach. Butterflies in your stomach is anxiety. Anxiety is not a trait that we look for in a person. We do not want people to make us anxious. But yet, so many people have come to associate that butterflies in the stomach feeling with love. And that is because when you're first getting in a relationship with someone and you don't know whether or not they like you, you get that feeling in your stomach, that feeling of anxiety. Perfectly understandable to happen during an early part of a relationship where you don't know what the person thinks of you. But deep into a relationship, after you've been together for months or years, you want reliability. You want to be able to trust that that person will be there for you every single time. Now, if you're worried that I'm saying you're doomed to have boring relationships for the rest of your life because every good partner is boring, that's not actually the case. The good partner just shouldn't be the source of your excitement. There's lots of fun, exciting things you can do with a safe, reliable partner that will always be there for you. The two of you can go skydiving together, but it will be the skydiving that is exciting, not the fact that your partner has a 50% chance of not packing your parachute and you plummet to your death. That would also be exciting, but it would not be a good situation. You want reliability. Your partner should be reliable. To use the skydiving example, it would be very exciting if you thought that when you pulled your chute, there was a pretty high probability that it wouldn't open. That would make skydiving even more exciting than it already is, but it would also be a terrible idea. That is not what you want. You want reliability in your airplane chute. You want it to open every single time and to stop you from falling to your death every single time. That is what your partner should be like. Always there for you, always reliable. The excitement does not come from their unpredictability, but instead comes from the actual activities that the two of you are doing together. And if you're thinking that still sounds too boring for you to be in a relationship with someone like that, keep in mind, I'm only talking about one trait, the trait of predictability and reliable trustworthiness. I'm not talking about all the other traits. Not only can the two of you go skydiving together, the two of you could go rob banks together. That is a very exciting activity. This doesn't mean this person is boring and has no interest in doing anything exciting. It just means that when the two of you rob the bank together, he's not going to speed off in his getaway car the moment the police siren happens and leave you there alone. He is trustworthy. He is reliable. You can count on him to be there for you rather than just a completely chaotic situation where you never know what to expect. Because while that is definitely exciting, it is no way to live and it does not result in a happy relationship. At the beginning of the video, I mentioned that I would tell you what to do if you think you're in one of these bad relationships, but you really want to be certain. Well, the key thing here is going to be the same thing that works in pretty much all parts of relationships, and that is communication. You need to tell your partner how you feel. You need to explain to him or her that you do feel unsafe, that you're never certain what they're going to do in certain situations, that they seem to have an unreliable way of responding. A good, positive, secure partner is going to listen to you, and they're going to try and make things different. They want you to be comfortable, and maybe they're just not aware of the way that they're behaving, and you informing them helped. If your partner cares and your partner wants to do better, they will change, they will make you more comfortable, they will be open to this feedback and happy to listen to it. If they get really defensive, if they get argumentative, if they tell you you don't have the right to feel that way, if they tell you that you're too smothering, you're demanding too much from them, then you really do have a bad partner, and you're going to be much, much better off if you find somebody else who is stable and reliable and trustworthy. And if you're looking for more information on which traits you should be picking rather than the ones that people tend to pick that result in bad relationships, I recommend the book The Science of Happily Ever After by Tai Tashiro. It's a great book that focuses entirely on what traits result in good relationships that last, and which are the ones that people tend to pick that result in rocky relationships that don't last a long time. I know some of you have stories about relationships you've been in with these kind of unreliable, unstable partners that make you feel very anxious while you're in them. So share those in the comments below so that we can all understand better what it is that happened, what we should look for, and how we can do a better job of picking partners. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, give it a like, and I'll have more great content coming your way soon.